welcome to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands and airwaves where this conversation takes place. Land which was never ceded. Land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and rising. Today I'm talking to Hendri Budiman at Coda. I met Hendri when I was writing an article for Broadsheet about the new direction of Coda and Tonka, now that co-owner and executive chef Adam De Silva has moved on. I really loved the way he talked about food and the different restaurant experiences he's had, which ultimately keep bringing him back to Coda. Coda will always be one of my favourite Melbourne restaurants because it was the first restaurant I went to when I first moved here in 2011. I went in by myself and I was so well looked after, the food was so delicious and I just loved the semi-basement vibe. I've been back a lot over the years and I recommend it whenever I can. Hendri got me a coffee and we sat down for a chat just before lunch service on a Wednesday. He told me he'd come in on his bike and we talked about how it was a great way to start and finish the day. Cycling in gets the blood pumping and cycling home is a good way to decompress. While I'd been waiting for Hendri to organise the coffee, I'd been looking around the restaurant and the decor's just the same as when I first came in, and it struck me that Coda's the same now, but it's also different. So my first question really cuts to the chase, which Hendri dealt with beautifully, as he did all my questions. I knew I'd love talking to Hendri again, and I had such a lovely time. Yeah, good. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Do you want to sit down in a restaurant?
Yeah,
it's
sure.
A bit more quiet.
Sure.
You been well?
Yes. Good, thank you. Yeah, and how did the 14th birthday?
Oh, great.
Oh, thank you. That's so fast.
Okay. We always make coffee for the staff before it starts.
Yeah. You have to, I think, don't you?
So reset the slide.
Yeah. Oh, it's chilly out there.
I know. I read in today. It was nice.
How far?
13K.
Okay, it's pretty decent.
Reservoir.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good way to start the day.
It's always best.
Yeah.
And then just keep moving, get the heart pumping.
Because another chef I spoke to, Joe Varghetto, who's got Mr. Bianco and Q,
Okay.
he does a lot of cycling as well.
Yeah.
And, I think it's probably quite good, isn't it, to get, as you say, get the blood moving.
Yeah, get the blood moving
start.
first thing, and then the first thing you do, come into the kitchen, you're into it. Like, straight, get the prep done, organize everything, and stuff like, cycling coffees, and by the time you realize it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And lunch is starting in an hour.
Yeah, wow. And I guess too, cycling home at the end of the night might be a nice way to decompress.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one talking to you.
Yeah.
You by yourself. It's good though, because the road of cycling to home, the St. George's Road has that middle path where you just chill.
Oh, yeah, nice.
No cars, by yourself at night. Not very good when it's raining, but at night it's really nice and calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no one talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Good for you. Something I didn't ask you when we chatted before, and it just occurred to me now, I was thinking about, when people live together and then they live together for a long time and then they get married and people ask, does it feel different? I wondered whether you've pretty much been the head chef for a long time, but you've had someone else there as, above you.
Yeah.
Does it feel different now?
I think it feels slightly different.
Yeah.
Regarding of that someone is not there anymore to watch what you're doing anymore.
Yeah.
And also vice versa. Vice versa is I don't have anyone to rely on when something breaks. So it kind of like passed to me now.
Yeah.
Like all the responsibilities. For example, back in the day when first just started, I would just, if something breaks, I was like, Adam, can you like find someone to fix this? Or can you help me buy a new machine? Or
Yeah.
But now it's a bit more like, I need a new machine soon. It's kind of like predict like, oh, my fryer is breaking up. So I'll be like, okay, let's make some money and then actually get a new fryer. It's a bit more like amateur into that stage where like, it's kind of like given a pocket money sort of, like you have to earn some kind of like restaurants, like earn a bit of money on a bit of like something like maybe a trust from Michael, and then he's like, okay, cool, I'll give you a fryer.
Yes.
Some things like that. I think it's just mature everyone in the kitchen a bit more.
Yeah.
But in the same way, Adam usually wasn't that often in the kitchen, and that's kind of like what happened to everybody, like especially me, as we're not starting to rely on him so much, because it's like I can't just rely on someone that I couldn't count on, and it starts to gradually improve from there.
And then I was also thinking about some of the things we talked about before. I was walking down George Parade, and I realised how close many of the restaurants you've worked in.
I know, it's very embarrassing. I didn't move very far. It's just like a stone throw away, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. Apart from lawn.
Yeah,
you really branched out with lawn, but
yeah.
But let's maybe just go back to the start, because I'm really fascinated by the fact that you didn't set out to be a chef. You went to uni first.
Yeah.
So just tell me a little bit about how that happened. So,
well, it first started, I don't really know what I'm doing after high school. My VCE was really bad. I couldn't get to any course that I really want. I mean, not I really want, but what most people kind of like kids would talk is, I'm going to do computer science, I'm going to do accounting. It's like, I couldn't even get through that course. So the only course I can do is just business, like standard business. So I just did that, see where it takes me. And back in uni, I tend to do a lot of home cooking, because just going out is quite difficult to actually, money-wise, and a bit too expensive to go out every day.
Yeah.
So I start to like just cook at home and cook for my brother, because he doesn't cook. So he leave up to me to do all the cooking, and we just started like playing fun, like simple cooking, omelette, rice. Calling my mom, say, how do you do this? And it started from there, and gradually I feel like, this is quite fun. And I was looking for a job. Then I landed my first job in Starbucks.
Right.
Yeah. Back then, Starbucks was a nice and hip. My first job is in City Square. Met quite a few hospitality people there. One of my good friend of mine, he's in Japan, that's working for Intercontinental Hotel.
Okay.
So he's like the general manager there, and just keep talking about hospos, and then we start to hang out at the pub next door and start eating good food. And I was like, hey, this is quite nice. And I was like, maybe I should try working in the kitchen, like maybe trying to get some sort of like kitchen experience. I don't care what it is. I just want to see like how it feels like working in the kitchen. And just starting a hospitality course.
Yeah.
The school that I told you was shut down.
Yeah.
But then I didn't actually study like really well, because I know like if I'm into the profession I want, I don't feel like starting in school it's a burden. My grade was really good. I don't need to study, because I it's the passion of what I want to learn. So I want to learn that, I want to learn that. So everything like sucked into it, and you remember very well. And I got my first job in sort of the post of dishwasher, working with Nepalese. That time they were really good. Of course, back then it's a bit difficult with I think Darren was the head chef. Really into the British kind of like teaching, where like a lot of yelling, a lot of banter. So much. I feel really scared when I come to work. 3 o'clock, because I finish at 2.
Yeah.
Like from 8 till 2.
Yes.
And I start at 3 till we will probably do till 11. That goes about 5 days. Yeah.
Oh my god, you must have been exhausted.
I think that time it was exhausted, but the one that makes me not coming to work is not about being exhausted from work, because the money was good. Michael Tanashi was a really good boss. He paid pretty good money. But it's the experience working with like really, really crazy like super chef. I mean, he teach me a lot in a way, but really kind of like discipline. And back in the day, it feels like working for Gordon Ramsay, but I shouldn't have said that. I mean, no one want to work that kind of.
No.
You heard stories, I'm sure, regarding that. It's the same story I keep telling all my apprentices. Like, you guys have the good generation now, where you have to experience this kind of like abuse. So I was there for 6 years in the kitchen, because I like it. They start to kind of like acknowledge and respect because you stay a lot. You improve and you just want to get better.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And then it wasn't Darren that he left a few years later, but it was Daniel that actually told me that I got nothing to teach you.
Yes.
You better get out of here. And I think I made the right move to just get out.
And that was a happy coincidence as well, in a way, wasn't it? Because he said he'd just eaten here, had he? Or he'd seen that Coda had opened or something?
Yeah, he eaten here because he eat a lot. He eaten everywhere. He likes to eat. And he just like, you should go to Coda. I think it signals who you are in there.
Yeah.
It tells you, I think you should go there. I was like, oh. Yeah, I start to feel a bit more comfortable in the sort of the coastal because I don't want to move. I feel like, but then he said, just go. If you don't like it, then I can recommend some other places. I said, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. Which I did.
And when you first came here, we talked about the fact of it not really being fusion, but being Vietnamese and French, and then some kind of, I don't know.
Intertwined Italian.
So when you came here, was it hard to understand the food, or did it all make sense because of the context and because of what Adam was doing at the time and so on? What was your first impression of the kitchen?
I think I got when I first came in and I told Adam, like, look, I work in this little postal. Adam loved people that came from Italian kitchen because he has a great passion of Italian food.
That's right.
Which that saves my ass for a bit. We keep talking a lot of Italian cuisine. Like, I know quite a bit of detail about like how Italian people respect about, this is carbonara, no cream. It's like, he's like, oh, you know what he's talking about. I was like, yeah, cool. So he kind of like, oh, this guy is like pretty good. But then for the Italian part, because we used to have like prosciuttos and mortadella making here. We used to have like, what's how dishes that we do? I think some sort of like a terrine, some sort of, it's not Italian, but they're kind of like very Euro style of food. So I'm quite familiar with that. But then the one I'm not familiar is the Vietnamese side and the Asian side of it. Because I feel like, hey, this is something new because I never actually dined Vietnamese food or Thai food in here. So actually I'm learning from here regarding the cuisine that Adam's doing. Then going by myself to outside the restaurants and finding out what's going on with this restaurant.
I see.
So the Italian part, the Euro part, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But then when I introduced about the steamed fish, ginger, and stuff, that's quite new.
Yeah.
And I feel like, wow, this is what I've been eating, like a little bit of like familiarity, a bit of like history. When I was a kid, my grandma's cooking and started to kick back in, and I feel like, hey, this is a very familiar flavor.
Yes.
And I was like, I quite like this restaurant because I'm comfortable with the Italian, but then I'm learning the Asian side of it.
Yeah.
At the same time, which like I don't feel like I need to move to Asian restaurant. I got the best of both worlds because I'm comfortable in Italian, and then you got the Asian cuisine that you are learning, and you actually like can do both.
Yeah.
In some sort.
And I was interested in what you said about how it's always been about the freedom of cooking here at Coda. Could you elaborate a little bit on that? What do you mean by that?
The Coda, when it started when Adam started to get quite busy with his celebrity life, and when I got the head chef position, there's been quite a bit of pressure to, hey chef, let's change the menu and this and for me when I first got the gig is I wanna show my case, show my signature. I mean all the chefs wanna do it, and I don't really know a lot of cuisine that what Adam's like what he wants to do, put on a plate, but I know like what I like to eat. So when I started to cook dishes, it starts to have a bit more freedom of like what I want to put inside, and people start to like be like, hey, that works, that's different. It doesn't have to stick with French Vietnamese anymore. I start to kind of like evolve into like what I really want to eat, or when I'm going out and I had like something really fun or like really amazing kind of garnish, I say, oh, this is nice, this can be going to another one.
Yeah.
And you start to implement that ideas into some sort of on a menu,
Yes.
and everything just works some sort. And with the Coda identity and the DNA, be like, hey, we used to be the Italian and French, or Italian and French and Vietnamese. Why can't we do this kind of like freedom to cook?
Yeah.
At that time, or when during when the weather gets a bit colder, we do this, and then I'm sure everyone will be craving for what we
Yeah.
are cooking right now.
Well, I guess too, when you've built up trust with diners and they understand, yeah, that's right. So the concept of Coda doesn't need to be pinned down to a certain type of cuisine, but it may be a certain way of going about things. Yeah.
I think it matured into that stage where people knows that it's not about the cuisine anymore. I think it's about if we actually do a dish, it is gonna be that dish that's really good instead of like having a dish that dictated by a cuisine. Like when I was in Tonka, Indian cuisine dictates what I can cook. So what I wanted to cook has to be Indian inspired cooking. So it kind of like cuisine dictates me to cook that restaurant, which I don't really like.
Yeah.
So with Coda, it's like I wanted to cook what diners want to eat instead of like a cuisine to dictate what we wanted to eat.
Yeah. Did Lee Ho Fook help that kind of... where did that fit into it? Did that help with
it helps
that?
with my it helps with the technique of cooking. Victor is a very smart chef.
Yeah.
Like he taught me a lot.
Yeah.
He taught me a lot of how does the work. It's kind of been like it's kind of feel when I went to Liho, I feel like, oh, I know this, I know that, but it's not. It kind of I bring myself down and like start relearning again about Chinese cuisine, which he really brings me up to that into that stage where like, this is how the Cantonese did it, this is how the Sichuan, the northern people did it. It's just a lot of knowledge that he tells. He's just not telling about also just Chinese cuisine, but he also had inspiration from France or from during that time. I think he's quite Japanese inspired Chinese. That's what he's trying to achieve during that time. But I think now he really into mainstream on Chinese cuisine, Cantonese, a bit of that northern Chinese cuisine that he has with, I think, Joe with you. I think he did the one in Nomad. Okay. I think he was helping him.
Okay.
So he taught me a lot, not just technique of course he did work with Mark Best, but he had that DNA of Mark where he taught a lot of there's a flavor profile of Chinese cuisine that mimic also the French cuisine, like duck à l'orange. Cantonese, we also put orange in a roast duck. Yeah, so there are similarities.
Sure.
And taking that context, what he create is, hey, we can actually make Chinese cuisine great, not being labeled as kind of like a cheaper food option for Australians. I think that's what he tried to do.
Yeah, right. So what's the timeline? So you're at Coda and then
so I was at Coda for I think about a year, and then I left for Spice Sample opening because Spice was open 2012 I think. Wait, I might be wrong. I did the opening with Spice. I did that for about 6 to 8 months, and then I got called back. Adam just asked me, do you wanna take the chef and party job? So yeah, sure. Yeah. And I got some Spice Sample kind of like ideas of. That's where it started actually. To be honest, like Spice Sample Chinese cuisine. That's like, this is cool. This is kind of bring me to my roots. But Neil does Chinese quite different from what my thinking of Chinese, and I think Neil started it, the idea of my inspiration of Chinese, but kind of Victor kind of like finesse that technique, that ideas of what Chinese food should supposed to be.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So Coda, Spice Temple, Coda. Yeah. Then Tonka or
Lee Ho Fook. Yeah, I wasn't moving around. Lee Ho Fook in Smith Street.
Yeah.
And then
Smith Street.
Yeah, Smith Street, and they were like opening up in August. So I was also helping Victor open up August, and Tonka, and back to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And And in amongst that lawn, and I wondered, I mean, that must have been well, it was a strange time anyway for us all, but particularly for hospitality during lockdown. So you made the decision to go with Michael out to lawn and do like an outpost Coda there.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Was it different cooking in lawn to cooking? I mean, that's a stupid question because it would have been different cooking because it was lockdown anyway. But so the whole thing was different. But what was it like?
Definitely, that time was a bit of a challenge because I have 6 months old during that time with us. So we moved everything to lawn with my daughter 6 months at that time. The idea of lawn was, when I first approached with the idea of lawn, is that's where it started to like, I just don't want to do Coda food or Adam's food in lawn.
No.
It has to be different because people wanna. It can be have that signature of crispy prawn and some sort of tate, but it's not. Yeah, it can have that dark curry, but it has to be 80% of the menu or 85% has to be different. But if they wanna come to Coda, like they wanna have like a Coda experience in the city, come to the city. If you wanna experience in the on the bayside, just come to the bayside. I mean, it has to feel different.
Yeah.
And has to be a lot of seafood oriented, and the food has to be a bit more lighter. And what I look during that time in the west side of Victoria, it's not really a good Chinese restaurant except Geelong.
Yeah.
So if I'm from Geelong, I want to eat a really good Chinese restaurant, I have to go to Flower Drum in the city. I have to go to Lee Ho Fook in the city. But then looking at the target market, it's like if we go into Lawn, we are the only Chinese restaurant in the Western Victoria.
Yeah.
That maybe get a hat. Maybe which we didn't, but we're trying to get a hat.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of that Chinese kind of inspired, like move to Lawn, and we're doing that. Like let's like salt pepper calamari. That's like the 7 days aged roast stuff that we have that good. And it just brings the people from Geelong into Lawn, and they were happy about it. And from Apollo Bay coming down, it's like it's the center of Chinese cuisine, and it's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like my first thing to do is literally just make a semi-Chinese restaurant with Coda kind of DNA into it.
Yeah,
like
nice.
keep it fun, but not too Chinese, because I know that people will feel that's not Coda.
Yes.
So I want to feel like you still coming to Coda, but have that Chinese kind of as experience in there too.
And so now that you're back here in the city and it's your menu and so on, what are those things that are perhaps a bit more Chinese inspired or Chinese focused? And now it's winter as well, so you're doing heavier, richer things.
So currently, we did just change the steak. Very China bar style, but it's very good. It's a black pepper beef.
Nice.
So it's just literally black pepper. We make black pepper sauce and we add butter. So super make it like quite heavier than usual, and we put like a lot of fried leeks and potatoes and just eat on top. And that's how we do it. I know that a lot of restaurants also struggling. I just don't feel like our menu in Coda to have a full dish that has one meat, two vegetables and a side coming together. It has to. Some people eat different. That's the reason why we separate the side dishes, and you can eat how you want to eat. You can have the beef with fried rice. You can have the beef with just rice. You can have the beef with like French rice. It's all up to the customers. I think it's the flexibility of how you want to order. And I totally agree that by doing that, so we can actually help to bring the food cost down by not having that kind of meat and two veg option.
I see, yeah.
I think it's just a secret trade for most restaurants doing that nowadays. I mean, it's just to cover the cost of some certain dishes.
Sure.
If they actually bought that, then actually bring the rest of the rest. We're not gonna charge like $75 for a steak. We can charge it, but we can upsell something else.
Yeah.
That's how the way I think also, and it kind of like this is how most of the restaurants think nowadays regarding that. It's just that's how we survive.
And in terms of your ongoing learning, 'cause it sounds to me like you're someone who likes to be challenged, and I just saw you did a collaboration with someone, a dessert restaurant.
Oh, Corey, with Joanne, yeah.
Was that, and it feels like that was a friends thing as well, like she's getting the friends together to do those different things. Is that something that's important to you, to do collaborations or to keep learning from other people?
To be honest, I'm not into pop-ups.
No.
I rarely do pop-ups, but it's just that Jojo is a very good friend of mine, and she asked me whether if I wanted to do it just to promote her back area. To have, I think they have plans to actually do something else. I said, yeah, sure, I'll help you, because you've been really nice to Coda for the last 6-7 years. I think she was here, and I'll help, like, just to promote. But I'm not into that pop-up kind of be like, hey, this is my food, because I'm no, like, Coda is already my food.
Yes.
I don't need to do any more pop-ups.
No.
I'm not super concentrated on, like, having my name out there. It's like, hey, come here.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just a little gig of mine, just to help around. Yeah.
What did you do there?
So it's I think how many courses I did. It's just not collab with I'm not collabing with Cam or Adrian from La Madonna. We just like every fortnight we're having a chef each, and then they put their own five courses, and then matching desserts and matching ice creams, and then $75. Very easy.
Nice.
Yeah. It was good though.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the last gig, so I saw everyone how they do it. I was like, this is too many plate ups, Come on, mine is very easy. I was like, yeah. It was nice. It was fun.
And otherwise, do you get inspiration from books, Instagram, going out to eat, or just from the other people in the kitchen? How does it work for you?
The first inspiration definitely from Instagram.
Yeah.
Having 2 kids is very hard for us to go out. Looking at Instagrams, I can sort of mimic the flavor, if it works, if it doesn't. But of course, it comes to execution of balance of the flavor. But I can sort of see like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's shit. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. What the chef in Europe is doing, and then what chef in Southern America or what chef in America is doing. Just kind of like see what's the trend, what people trend nowadays. I think keeping the trend, Instagram is a very good source of information. Definitely giving the for the last 2 years, I have been stepping back a bit into just me making dishes. I want my chef to start to have an idea of like putting their dishes on the menu, with definitely with the sous chef and I, to kind of be like, okay, yes, that's an improvement, and that's not. So that's how I got taught from Adam to say like, hey, let's bring something out from the team instead of the head chef doing all the works in making dishes. And it's all about a team collab, and it has to be 90% of the team has to like it. And what can we improve? And what can we take something out, or what can we edit it? It's not just every time I make some dish, it's not about just me and like, I find that's good, let's make it into the menu. So it has to pass through all level of chefs, apprentices, chef de partie, sous chefs. And I have to be like, oh yeah, this is good, chef, let's do it. I think, and when I did that, so when they're gonna do the food that I create, they feel like, oh, this is the one I say yes to. So they have a bit more respect to that, instead of like I make it, and then they don't like it. By the time they put it on a plate, it's half-hearted. So it's not gonna be tasty anyway. Yeah. That's what I think. So everyone has to like it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then they're all invested.
Correct. They're all invested because like they say yes to it. And I was like, oh, if one of them say no, I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like I can take that. But if 90% say yes, like 90% of the dish that we're gonna make is gonna be the 90% of what you want it to be.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing the 100%. That's impossible.
Wise.
Yeah. Wise. It's impossible. I try to be perfect, but I'm not trying to be that perfection of the dishes. Yeah.
And with all that in mind, what would your advice be to someone who was thinking about becoming a chef?
Ooh. Learn the basic. Don't chase the money. Don't chase fame. Tradition stays, but the tradition and technique stays, but the what do you call it, the trend will get forgotten always. That's what I think. So I'll keep telling the chef, like, learn the basic really well, learn the techniques really well. I know that the trend of I'm not saying Nordic cuisine, but you can go to any cuisine that you like, but stay true to the cuisine instead of moving to another restaurants. Stay to that and then learn the techniques, and then you get to get really good in that technique and flavor, and people will come back anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's for the chefs. Yeah. Instead of learn the trends, looking at normal cookbook and stuff, and it will pass.
Yeah.
You know, Normal's not gonna be there. They just announced they're not gonna be there forever.
Yeah.
They're gonna close anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just that stay true to the techniques, like what you really good at. Just keep doing that, and people, you will probably get recognition.
Yeah.
And people come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, be patient. There you go. Be patient. Be patient.
Perfect.
Yeah, be patient. Yeah, don't rush. Yeah.
Thank you. I think
you,
that's
Jo.
great.
No problem.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Hendri Budiman. You can check out all the goodness on Instagram at Coda Melbourne. And if you liked what you heard and you want to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat at www.conversationwithachef.com, and I would love it if you told a friend about my chats. You can, of course, follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts, or in fact, wherever you listen to podcasts. But thanks again for listening and have a great day.